Hey folks, welcome back to Mr. Yacht Plays Final Fantasy IX. We started our climb up Clara and encountered an issue with the harp strings breaking. The broken harp resulted in Clara's sandstorm stopping. When we started our climb down, we ran into Alexandrian soldiers. Now we're back at the Clara settlement to stop the invasion. From the last video, you could see my strategy to stop and petrify to gain additional AP. Soldiers will flee if their health is low enough without knocking them out. However, the additional AP works for me since I speed up the game. Along with needing to stop and petrify enemies, we also switch gear around and navigate the Clara citizens to safety. This gets us 7 additional treasures after the invasion is over. A lot of the major invasions or major fight sequences that we'll come across actually involve back-to-back battles. Unfortunately, this is one of those scenarios. After fighting 3 Alexandrian soldiers, we also then fight 2 Type B enemies. Thankfully, we have Knight, we have Petrify, and we have Stop to get us through all of the battles. Here is our first rescue or navigation segment where we always have to tell the citizens where to go. We have to do that for 2 priests, we have to do it for a family. So after doing all of this with everyone, this will get us the 7 treasures that we desire. On top of that, we will also be doing a series of fights. Thankfully, these are not back to back, so we actually can pause, refresh ourselves, switch our gear around. But once we make it inside of the main area, the real fighting will begin. This is one of the few times my trance meter was filled enough to cause trance. In a normal playthrough, we want to avoid this because the animation is so long. This does not affect me at this time, since I can do battles to build trance and speed things up. We will use trance for fights in Disc 3. Because of that, there is no worry if one of the characters goes into trance. Previously, I would knock Quina out at the end of certain fights and then use a Phoenix down and continue to reset until Quina revived at 1 HP. Because of the Carrion Worms giving me auto life when I ate them down in Clara Trunk earlier, I can actually use auto life on Quina, knock Quina out, and then Quina will automatically revive at 1 HP. This is going to save me the Phoenix down, but also the time of trying to manipulate into getting Quina revived using the Phoenix down at a safe spot. That's right, our favorite stalker and knight Beatrix is here and has stolen the jewel from the harp. She has run outside of the building to challenge us to a fight. Looks like it's us versus Beatrix once again. It is sad to say, but Quina is actually not going to be in our party after this fight. Don't worry, Quina will make a cameo many other times. With that, we do have to change our equipment around. Beatrix does not give any AP, but we do have to steal something and we have to knock her out. This is why we need Zidane, always for stealing. And then Quina will knock her out with Limit Glove. I am pleased to announce that this is borderline a perfect fight. I was so nervous about trying to get this to work correctly because the Thunder Gloves are not in a guaranteed steal like RNG position. So I just tried my best, and thankfully neither Zidane nor Quina were knocked out. Zidane got the Thunder Gloves and Quina got Limit Glove off. Yay! We did get to see potentially some humanity coming from Beatrix as we're on this airship. We'll see if she comes around at the end of the day. She is a loyal knight, blood and all, to the royalty of Alexandria. It's a bit of a catch-22 where you want to be loyal, but you don't want to do completely awful things like destroy entire towns with eidolons. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do some Moogle activity, and then we're going to infiltrate Alexandria with our trio. Welcome back to the Steiner Show. He's rarely in the party, but now it's all about him. First, I poorly move this cage back and forth, but then I get the hang of it. Once the cage goes ahead and crashes into the side, we have to run with Steiner and unequip Marcus to our next destination. Let me tell you something. My heart almost leapt out of my body when I accidentally dropped back down off of that ladder, but it's okay. I did it, and then my nerves were so high, I managed to move Marcus's gear around, and then I accidentally used Optimize. Oh my goodness gracious, but it's fine. I have the speed up feature, I made it through that awful navigation part, and now it's time to get to Garnet. The game giving us an ice brand at this exact moment is quite incredible because just from gear and abilities alone, we get a nice taste of how extremely powerful we can become without any levels whatsoever. And this is what I think is so interesting about being level 1 and not having any levels just yet. We can't do perfect stats until we have all the gear, but we can sure kick some butt with just level 1 and nice strategy. This is a moment I'm sure lots of people have been waiting for. We get into a fight with Zorn and Thorn. They are the ones responsible for messing up so many different things, and they are completely awful. Thankfully, this fight is actually a huge pushover. They spend all of their time trying to give each other a buff that will allow them to cast powerful magic. What we need to do with Zidane is actually steal 3 of the 4 potential items. There are 2 on each. I don't need one of the items, so I just go ahead and steal. Guess what? Game is working in my favor. I get the Stardust Rod on the first steal, then I get the Mithril Armor, and I'm going to get the Mithril Armlet on my next steal. You can also see how supremely powerful Steiner is. doing half of the health in one swing. It's not quite as satisfying since they're not defeated, but that's fine. We got to Garnet, we'll be able to save our game and do the rest of Alexandria after this. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!